Welcome to the Final Expense Sales Academy, the hub for mastering the art of final expense life insurance sales. If you're looking to become a pro in the final expense industry, you're in the right place. My name is Kyle Williams, and I'm your host to go through the ins and outs of the final expense business, from tips to tricks to industry insights. We cover everything you need to close deals with confidence, provide true value to your clients, and become a better insurance agent. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get started on elevating your sales game one video at a time. Hey guys, in this episode we're going to talk about how to manage downline debt. If you have ever hired an agent, you have experienced the debt roll-up effect. It is a real thing. So we're going to talk about ways that I have used that have been successful to help mitigate the debt roll-up effect. In that way it doesn't seem as bad. So if you've ever hired one agent, or if you've had 1,000 agents, you have experienced this. If you're new into hiring agents, get ready to learn, because this is a real thing. So this is some things that you can put into practice that will work now, whether you are hiring your first agent or you've managed 1,000 agents. So these are some things that you can use that will be practical. So every agent is going to generate debt at some point. Now, it is a matter of how much it gets and what you do about it. So there's a way to help prevent it from getting out of hand. So we're going to discuss how to manage the downline debt and prevent the major debt roll up to you. And then it really is for the good for everybody. So there is two things that you can do to manage this. Number one is you can control how many companies that they write for. Now you may ask, well, that's restricting them, that's limiting them. Let me explain why that is. Agents psychology is they're going to write with the carrier that they do not have a chargeback with. Whether it's $50 or $5,000, they're going to write with the carrier that they do not have the debt with, because they're wanting to get paid. So what happens is they run from the debt. So if they have 5 companies, they get debt with company A, they're going to start writing with company B. And then when company A and B both have debt, they're going to start writing with company C. And then all the while, A and B are getting worse, and you see what happens. So minimize their carriers to 3 to 5 carriers at most. They do not need 10. They do not need 15 carriers, because really that is way too many carriers to keep up with anyways. 3 to 5 carriers at most is all that they need in final expense sales. You may need to put some of them on an as-earned basis. Maybe some of the ones like your guaranteed issue, your direct express, put those on an as-earned basis, because that is your less consistent business. If an agent comes over to you, there's another thing. If you bring on an agent and they come to you with debt, there's a very, very, very solid chance they're going to leave you with debt too. So be mindful of who you bring into your organization. Second thing that you can do is you can manage debt levels. This just requires some oversight. So every month, at least a month, pull your debt balances with all your carriers. See where everybody is. Set a threshold. You can determine what the threshold is. And if they're above that threshold, then you need to have to communicate with them and monitor it over a long period of time. If it's getting worse, then we need to address it more often. If it's relatively fresh, you can probably let it lay. So check the debt balances at least once a month with each carrier. If they do have a debt balance, talk directly with that agent. Okay? And you want to create an action plan, basically to let you know that you know it's there. And that way you can help them formulate a plan on why they need to get rid of this as soon as possible. Whether they just pay it out of their bank account, or they start writing some business with that carrier. So create the plan and get it addressed. And then you also need to let them know that having debt levels is not acceptable in your organization, because it's not good for them, it's not good for you. By doing these two things, you can be proactive and help prevent massive issues with this. I've heard horror stories of major debt roll up to agents and agencies so many times, and this is really something that nobody does for some odd reason. I don't understand it. So the people who get massive debt rolled up to them, they learn this the hard way. Okay? Or maybe they haven't learned. I don't know. But if you do this practice, this will help mitigate the debt roll-up, okay? And then if you are bringing in a new agent into your agency, another thing that you can do is monitor their book of business very closely. If you're seeing a lot of business fall off, start calling some of the customers and figure out what's going on. Are they writing bad business? Is it just things that maybe they weren't taught very well, like setting the draft date up for the correct day? Get this stuff corrected early before it compounds into a massive snowball, okay? You cannot be just passive and just do nothing about it. If you do absolutely nothing, the debt will roll to you and you will get punished heavily, because once they quit, that money comes directly to you, and trying to recoup that money is very, very, very difficult. In my organization specifically, we run a very tight ship, and we don't allow debt to linger. We're reaching out to these agents, letting them know where they are and how to get it addressed. By doing this is going to keep the agent, surprisingly, in the business longer, because they're not going to be running from debt. This improves the retention of that agent for a longer period of time, and it helps them make more money. Okay, by them accruing this massive amount of debt, it'll essentially push them out of the business. And then also, too, it's going to cause terminations with their carriers, and that's the last thing. Is that this will help keep you in good standing with all your carriers. So then that way you can maintain that good relationship that you need to have between you and the insurance company. So this will help you manage debt into your agency, help your agents be more profitable. It'll minimize the debt roll up to you. You're still going to get some, but it'll be very minimal whenever they leave, and it's really not a big deal. It's just more so a bump in the road. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Be sure to subscribe to catch the latest videos. If you receive something valuable in this video, be sure to share it on social media, share it to your friends, and comment below what was your favorite piece of comment in this video, and we will see you in the next episode.